It is. It's podcast day. We're excited. We're digging out there. What have we got? Ooh, yes.
Dude, it's fucking podcast day.
Takes you back to that time of when you remember what you were doing when you first listened to that album, or
What is going on, you champions? That's right. Yes.
What up?
Podcast day. Two dudes talk music. Yes, and stew. I've been stewing on this shit all day.
What is going on?
Yes.
It's that time. It's that time. Podcast time. Yeah, spill the beans, man. Spill the beans. We want it. We want this. The exclusive details.
Alright, this shit hit the fan already. The fucking you couldn't hear the intro. I can be heard now. How he's going?
Podcast day,
podcast
yeah.
day.
What's going on, man? Other than these little technical dramas, how you
Always,
doing?
we've gone back to Streamlabs, so if any of you haven't hit that subscribe or follow button yet, hit that, and your name will pop up in the middle and all that cool stuff. That should work. So make sure
All
you
the
do
awesome
that.
stuff.
Oh,
Sweet. And yeah, let us know how the sound and everything is, guys. If there's any dramas, if you can't hear anything, let us know in the chat. We'll try and get it all sorted.
yep, we working.
But,
we working.
But yeah, what have you been listening to, man? What's going on?
Dude, cruising home today, and I remember just before I left work that I saw Polyphia dropped another single, and I was like, ooh, Polyphia dropped another single, so I listened to that on the way home, and then I just chucked on a whole shitload of Cottonmouth Kings, because it's
Nice.
really the weekend, man, and you know what time it is.
Yeah.
How-
Love some good old KMK.
Yeah, man, you're looking very comfy in your little hotel room. What's going on? How's the trip been?
This is it's going on. Somehow for some reason they stuck me in the hotel room with a disabled bathroom, which I don't know what they're trying to tell me, but yeah, that is what it is. And there's like a pigeon in the wall with a nest, so that's making a whole lot of noise at night when I'm trying to sleep. But I've only got one more night in this hotel, and then I'm off to somewhere else. So,
No.
but the acoustics are not ideal because it's just a concrete box.
That's
so
alright.
if it's echoey, I do apologize, people. But I'm just listening to a lot of podcasts while I'm driving. You know, like 7 hours of driving. Just throw the podcasts on and try not to fall asleep.
Yeah, man. Oh.
All right, let's get to that. For those of you who have seen the podcast before, we're changing the format a little bit. So, what we've done in the past is, when we've done these, we start off. We'll cover some news stories, some things from music history, all that good stuff. But since we're changing that up a bit, we're trying to do news stories as their own videos now. So basically, what these podcasts are going to be, we're going to try for a little while just coming on and jumping straight in with our guests.
Yep.
So.
Because it's all about the viewers.
Let me get to introducing our guest today. So some of you guys know her. If you've been in the Sydney metal scene for any length of time, you probably met her at some point. She worked as a DJ and a promoter at Venom when that was going on. She's worked for Metropolis Touring. She's been to probably just about every metal gig that's ever happened in all of Sydney ever. She has a successful YouTube channel with over 78,000 views, and she's been working her way through the Mashed Potatoes cookbook of heavy metal recipes, and I was even in one episode, so hey, that's pretty awesome. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dennis Mo!
What
A
is
drink? I think so.
that?
Going on, absolutely. Force to drink.
Of
Cheers.
course.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. I've got to crack a new one.
Thank you so much for having me on.
No worries. Thank you so much for coming on. This is awesome. I'm glad we were able to get you on for a podcast because, like I said, you've been doing the YouTube thing for a little while here.
Yeah, that's better.
And it's so far we've kind of had just bands or members from bands on, and we thought you're doing something in music, but it's not the band thing. You're more adjacent to that. So we thought, it'd be a good time to get you on after we've done a few episodes, get a slightly different perspective on some of this stuff. And I just thought, who better, right? Like, you just pretty much nothing happens. I don't think anything happens in the Sydney metal scene without you knowing about it, because you're just connected up the wazoo. You know everybody that is anybody, and even people that are not anybody's, like myself. You just know all these fucking awesome people. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to come on and do this one for us. And so Megan, tell us a little bit about yourself, about your your history, your experiences with music, how you started listening to heavy music. What's the go to the people to give the people what they want?
Oh my God. All right. So we're going all the way back. Thank you. Thank you very much for that super cool intro. I'm usually the one interviewing people, so this is definitely a mix tonight. But as you can see, there's a lot of Mudvayne merch behind me, and that is because they started it all for me. We're going back to my brother having LD50 in his Discman,
Ooh,
and I'm being
a
angry at
Discman,
him, and
yes.
yeah. So I was angry at him one day and I ran away with it, hid in a wardrobe. We were traveling America at the time. I was about 12 years old and I just loved it. So then it became a love affair. Absolutely.
It's a good band to start with.
Mate,
Good band to start with, mate.
And the chat is going ballistic straight away.
Whoa,
There
awesome.
you go. You got Story R, big boys into house, and
Stoya.
Right, the goat, Mudvayne Megan. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in, Stoyo. Thank you again for coming on the other week.
Yes,
You're a mad lad.
Man. And Hazard Halo, absolutely just fire. It's just fire everywhere. It's just fire.
Biggest fan.
It's going. It's just going. What an awesome start to the night. I love it.
Awesome. So yeah, because that's another name that people may know you by is Mudvayne Megan as well, because you're just so obsessed. I don't think is a wrong word to use with Mudvayne and all of the various related projects and acts from all the different people. So I mean, yeah, tell us more. So you discovered Mudvayne and what happened from there?
Well, at that stage, I was still an absolute devout Eminem and 50 Cent, Missy Elliott fan. You know, being 12 years old in Sydney, it's a bit hard to not be into that kind of stuff. But that just changed it all and started my journey into new metal. And I know that both of you love new metal as well. So you know what?
Controversial opinion, but new metal is the best metal. I said what I fucking said.
I fucking agree with you. Right. We're not one person on this set of screen right here, in these set of screens will argue. But I think generationally,
DJ of heavy metal clubs as well. My goodness.
So you know Venom.
That's what works.
So you used to do Venom.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever hit up Club Blink days? Are you in that sort of age to do the Club Blink days?
I was a punter in those days for sure. So Blink, Trash, all the Tarantula events, absolutely. If there was a club on, we were there. So my friend Nikki and I, we used to go to all these clubs, and she was 18 before us. So back in the days where you could blow hot air on your stamp and then go and stamp your friend in the alleyway to get in. It was great. It was great. It started everything.
Which you shouldn't do if you're watching and you're underage.
Oh, no, that's a terrible idea.
No. So no one interested.
But yeah, I started DJing at Venom in 2013. I was only 20 years old, so I used to know somebody who was a photographer back in the day, so I was frequenting the club a lot. And Nick, the owner, who is an absolute legend, he just came down and put his arm around me one night and was like, "You know your shit. Do you want a job?" So I didn't know a single thing about DJing, but I knew music and I knew what worked and I knew what I wanted to dance to. And yeah, he took a chance on me. And then it created a beautiful relationship for, holy hell, 7 years or something. I was a DJ every single Saturday night. And we had a great time. Ended up being his right-hand man, ran the club when he was out of the country. And yeah, he really gave me a lot of opportunities to go in mixing things up because, you know, you got to get some fresh blood in there, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really good. I'm amazed that, because I mean, you and I have probably like crossed paths a lot before we actually met and sort of became friends. Because I mean, if you were there that frequently, like, I mean, I didn't go heaps, but I mean, bands that I was in played there fairly regularly. I was usually there. You know, I was there sort of several times a year at least.
I've been meaning to say, I keep on getting all of the flyers pop up in my Facebook memories, and so many of your old bands are littered throughout the lineups.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was kind of the only place to play for a while, so,
yeah.
You know.
Well, it was the best.
But
The punters.
it was
were
okay.
great,
It was
the punters
good.
were great.
It was good. I mean, you know, that basement could get pretty cramped, but
Oh, yeah.
it had a vibe. It had a vibe about it. So
But it was good
You
when it
know.
got cramped. Who was ever complaining? Who was a band ever complaining that it was too packed down there? I fucking wouldn't have been.
Not a single one.
No way. We got some new followers, buddy.
yeah. Oh,
Mitch,
do we?
Yeah, we got Mitch V7. Big shout out to you, brother. Thanks for the follow.
B7, big ledge.
And Sam O'Neill. Thank you, brothers.
So much awesome.
Legend.
Absolute legends. Thank you so
guys.
much, guys. That's
We
amazing.
appreciate it.
That's amazing. Okay, so yeah, you were doing all that awesome stuff at Venom. You were doing all that. You ended up also then working for Metropolis Touring for a bit. I understand. That's right?
Absolute dream job. That was everything that I ever wanted, you know, working for one of the OG touring companies in Australia, and still are to this day. Like, they've put on some tours that I'm sure both of you have been to as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, like, do you like? Yeah.
That sort of-
How
that
sort of?
sort
How
of
did you
comes-
come across that?
Yeah, did that come from DJing or was that?
Yeah.
See, you always got to have your fingers in the pies, people.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right. So back in Venom days, we used to absolutely backle the walls of the club with tour posters of things that were coming up, hitting Sydney and the rest of the country. So I just popped into the Metropolis offices before setting up the club one night and picked up some posters and just, you know, shot my shot and just said, hey, if you ever need some help, I'd love to throw my hat in the ring. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. So owner of Metropolis gave me a business card, and then I ended up interning for him weeks later, something like that. So I was studying entertainment business management, so I got a bachelor degree. Quite useless in the music industry, but I've got it.
There's nothing wrong with furthering your education or anything like that. You know, at least you got the credentials, and you know, credentials amount to something in some sort of way. You know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it does help, especially in the more, I think, because look, there's some stuff that you can't teach. Like, you're super charismatic, you're super chill, you're easy to get along with, but you don't take crap. So, you know, that's the kind of person you need to be if you're working in the music business, really. And, you know, like, but you don't, like, you're not going to embarrass someone. You're not going to like call someone out if there's drama. If there's drama and stuff, you're like, look, I'll be professional. That's fine. Which is how people should be, right? Like, it'll get you a long way, having the right attitude like that. So I think that's. I mean, the whole time I've known you, that's how I've found you to be, and I have to think that was probably a key. That's probably been a key factor in a lot of your success and a lot of your opportunities in music. So, So yeah, can you tell us some of the tours that you were involved with organising through that time with Metropolis?
Yeah, absolutely, it's quite a mixed bag because actually, even going a little bit further back, when I was still interning for them, like I just said, I was studying full time at uni, working full time at Apple, plus had Venom on the weekends, which was a lot. It was a lot at the time. So unfortunately, I walked into Fraser, the owner of Metropolis, one day and said, hey, it's just becoming a bit much, you know, my workloads, I'm running myself far too thin, I'm going to have to step away. And he was a bit bummed by it all, which definitely made me feel appreciated, don't get me wrong. But he said, you know, doors always open. But, you know, at the end I said, but if you tour, hell yeah, I will quit my job and I will come and work for you.
Whoa.
2 weeks later, I get the phone call. Hey, we've got hell yeah, so you coming to work for me?
Oh, did you quit?
I quit as soon as I got off the phone to Fraser.
Wow.
There you go. Well, that just shows you how much they wanted you to work there, right? They were like, they're like, if we get hell yeah, we can get her. Let's get hell yeah on the phone. Let's make that happen. So I guarantee you, that's what happened in my head. That's headcanon. It's 100% what happened.
Right.
You know what? My ego will take it. It will take it.
Well deserved. No, but you got to think the grind. Like what you've just said there. You were working for Apple. You were DJing. You were doing the internship. Like that is proper hustle and grind. Like one of them, which is the biggest probably one you had the most passion for, you weren't getting paid for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
So it's
Yeah.
like when you look at that thing, it's what anyone with great success speaks about. You got to hustle, you got to buckle down, but at some point you got to do some free work with the thing that you want to get into, and then the rewards will
You
come.
said it. Mhm. Yeah, my partner
Absolutely.
actually shared a great meme from a quote from, I think it was The Rock, that said, don't go spend 8 hours working on someone else's dream and then come home and don't do anything about your own. And so that's what Metropolis was for me. It was real, and that was where my passion was, and I saw it in droves, and I knew, nah, I got to take a chance. So I'd take a huge pay cut for sure, but passion over fashion.
Yeah, right. Oh, I could not agree more. And
100%.
Is it Kashep? Kashep? I don't know. Thank you for the follow.
Ah, yeah. I
More
run a
followers.
Hell Yeah Australia page with the girl. She's great.
Oh,
Great.
That's awesome. Thank you so
Awesome.
much, man. All right, see, and it's so beautiful, new metal, because like we said before, new metal is the best metal. What did you find was the next sort of what were your next? So you found Mudvayne. What were your next? What were your next bands? What were your next sort of 2 or 4 or 5 bands after that really sort of just nailed? Like, what were the nails in the coffin that I'm officially a metalhead?
It's easy. Pantera.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, you can't really
Yeah.
argue. Mudvayne and Pantera, those are some pretty big coffin nails that are really going to secure you.
Absolute.
That's going to
Just
strap
just
you.
juggernauts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
awesome.
Absolute monsters.
It went
So,
through them
yeah.
all. Went through the Slipknots, the Corns, the Linkin Parks, the Disturbs, and then you evolve, and then you find hardcore. Then you go to, your hate breeds, your agnostic fronts, your sworn enemies, and then you find, European heavy, even heavier metal, and it's just you go down that rabbit hole, and my gosh, isn't it a beautiful rabbit hole?
It's a big one, though.
Then you end up like me, and you're like, fuck. Okay, now I need heavier stuff. So you end up on like Black Tongue, Slaughter to Prevail, Lorna Shore, and you're just like, I don't think it's physically possible for it to get heavier from here. What are they? Where are they going with it now? Like how much further can they downtune? How many more strings can they add? How much more wild can the vocals get?
You just want to listen to some guy under a bridge in Sweden recording
Yeah,
it with his phone or something, right?
See,
Yeah,
I don't mind it getting heavier and heavier, but it's still, for me, it's still got to. That's where Slaughter to Prevail sort of kicked it around, is because, kicked ass, because there's so much groove in that shit.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
still maintain rhythm without it just being like, one thing I can't stand is just senseless blast beats with quadruple picking, and I appreciate it, don't get me wrong, it has to be there, the technique has to be there, so I understand why people love it so much, but that's what drew me to new metal so much, because at the end of the day, I was a pop kid through and through. So when, for me, it was Korn, like, that was a band that sort of just grabbed me and just went, hey, you're coming over here with us now.
Yeah.
And it was the rhythm that went along with it.
Yeah.
Heavy, good basis.
There was that period in sort of the late 90s, early 2000s where, like, new metal was really, really mainstream. You had, like, Korn and Limp Bizkit were just, like, they were smashing the charts, and they were getting played all over, not like a mainstream radio, because that was just what was going gangbusters.
Yep.
And it wouldn't happen now.
Oh,
Never happened today.
God, the last heavy person I remember going on the radio was Corey Taylor with "Looking Through the Glass."
Yeah, but even then, Stone Sour falls more into that sort of borderline between hard rock and heavy metal.
Yeah,
that sort of knife's edge that some bands tend to sit on. But yeah, like it was that was much more like mainstream acceptable.
Yeah.
Stuff, and
would either of you guys imagine any Limp Bizkit or Head PE lyrics going out into the world right now?
Oh my lord!
No, they wouldn't. It wouldn't happen. Not on anything. It just wouldn't get popular enough to get played on radio.
Well, you got to think
these days.
Like, Chocolate Starfish was the voice of a generation.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
and that was like, yeah, we know what you're up to. Go get fucked.
Yeah.
You know, and like prior to that, it was Rage Against the Machine. So it's always sort of been tiptoeing around. I mean, if you want to go back further than that, you could go Anthrax and Public Enemy. And then if you want to take a little bit of a step further back than that, you can go Aerosmith and who Run DMC.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all like it's rock, groove and rock has always sort of been there, but it wasn't until
100%.
new metal came around that they just went, nah, we ain't just making 1 or 2 songs, we doing this full time.
And that's why I'm so glad it's making a comeback. Like, it's coming back around now. You got all these bands with this. It's like a new wave of new metal, and you get bands like Dropout Kings. We're doing that basically trap metal, which is like trap, you know. And you've got is it Tetrarch, I think, and they're just very like old school Linkin Park vibes, but also really really heavy. And they just come out with this album that's amazing. The production's off the absolute chain, and I'm just loving this revival of, if it's not even full on new metal, a lot of bands are incorporating elements from it back into things again. That groove is coming back in a way that it really hasn't been for quite some time. So I'm really loving that. I'm loving that I can just rock the fuck out to this stuff again. And just have a blast, you know, like, because rap, metal rap, whatever you want to do, like, there's a lot in it. There's a lot in it, and it's. I think people are just starting to realize, especially with the changes to people's mentalities around like elitism and all this stuff. Like, it's becoming so much less fashionable to be an elitist about this stuff.
Yeah,
and be like, oh, like I only like that, you know, that European like black metal that was recorded as you said, under a bridge with like the Fisher Price microphones, while the train's going overhead. You know, true cult metal, and people are going. They're realizing that they can enjoy all this other shit. It's becoming more. Gatekeeping is becoming really really uncool, and you're seeing way more people just opening their minds to this stuff and accepting that. Yeah, I can like this unironically, and it's fine. Like,
music,
I get it. Yeah,
guilty pleasure.
A lot of new metal, a lot of the bad rap around new metal comes from like the frat bro culture that got aligned with it after a while. Once it kind of went mainstream, you had the frat bro culture coming in, and bands then trying to jump on board and take advantage of that, and that was kind of where it very rapidly went downhill. But people are realizing this stuff is like there's benefits to it, and there's good stuff about it, and they're now allowing themselves to embrace that in a way that, like I said, it's been frowned upon for quite some time. So I'm so glad it's coming back again, and I don't give a fuck. I never, I've always liked Limp Bizkit, and like unironically, I've always loved Limp Bizkit. They're just, yeah.
Before we go any further, let's get this chat again. So we've got another follow. The Silver Grey. Big shout out to you, brother. Thank you. Or sister. Whatever. The Silver Grey.
I think that's sister.
Sister, thank you. Thank you, you lovely person. You beautiful person. Wow. All right.
How much love on this channel.
Man, there's got to be. Music is love. Music is the purest form of communication on this planet. Hazard Halo, gotta have some groove. Could not agree more.
Always.
You're at the right
Always.
place. You're right here. And then
that's
we've got,
why all the...
Sorry, Mitch V7. Ay mano, yes, ay mano, yes.
Absolutely.
And then Cashette. Oh God, I hope I'm saying that right. Cass.
Well, it's Cass.
Cass.
Yeah, Cass.
Yeah, Cass. The Hell Yeah tour was the best tour ever.
That's my girl.
There you go.
There you go. I mean, yeah, like the group thing is like, you listen to all the bands that I've been involved with, every band that I've played with, groove is just such an integral element of it.
Yeah.
Tensions arise, lots of bouncy riffs with stuff. Even when it was more we had some more intense bits that were more blast beaty, but not even blast beaty, but more like sort of da 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 da. But then you had all these groovy riffs that had the bounce in them.
It's got to be done
properly, because it's just fun to go wrong. And then Acid Nymph, like God, Acid Nymph was like peak new metal, like
Yeah, but
If
to be fair,
if
you got
Acid Nim
two
started
very-
now,
two very,
if Acid Nim
very
started
focused
now,
bands.
it'd be going gangbusters.
It would be.
It'd be going gangbusters because it's right on what's happening. Maybe we're thousands of kilometers apart now, so I don't know. But and, Skunkbone, even though it's more grunge focused, there is a lot of groove behind that with things. And Nuclear Vision, like, I don't know if you've checked out any of their stuff since I announced I've joined the band, or if you already knew about them. But it's very, very groove focused.
Yeah.
Big, pulling a lot from that new metal thing. I mean, both visually and musically. The like the kind of masks and the whole look of the band is very, very new metal. All the riffs are so groove based, and we really want to try and keep it that way because this is what we love. It's what we grew up with. It's what sort of when we were getting into metal music. It's just what was our gateway into all of that, and it's just because like some of these bands, right? Like I was getting into, like 96, 97, I started taking an interest in heavier music, and then, the late 90s when Significant Other and Follow the Leader came out, it was all about that shit. But there were so many bands that I didn't get into until way after.
Yeah.
Like Pantera, I don't think I'd seen the name, but I didn't listen to any until like 04, I think, when I was in uni. I bought like a greatest, like a compilation album from them. Mudvayne, it wasn't until like Lost and Found probably. Like again, I'd seen the name, but I hadn't heard anything about them. Chimera as well, another band that doesn't get enough credit.
No
Chimera do not get enough credit.
Oh, no way they do.
Like, I was so late to the party on that. Like, I think it was around the Resurrection album that I started to listen to them. Like, so many much back catalogue there, but it was
we
just
were so lucky to grow up with how everybody talks about the new wave of British heavy metal.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Nawabum, everyone knows the Saxons, the Maidens, the Priests, everyone like that. But we were so lucky to grow up in a time with the new wave of American heavy metal that brought the Kill Switches, the Lamb of Gods, the Machine Heads, like Chimera, Shadows Fall, like the bands that came out back then.
Yeah, that period
are we
through
lucky or what?
Oh, man. I've seen every single one of those bands that you just mentioned, and they were the best fucking times ever. And most of them I've seen with my old man.
Yeah, like that
What a
sort
beautiful
of
memory.
period, that period in the first half of the 2000s where new metal was starting to sort of become oversaturated, and you had that new wave of American heavy metal, as you mentioned, coming through there. It's just as iconic, and history will show that. History will show. You look at bands that came out of that, and see, the thing about nu metal is I've always maintained that nu metal is less of a genre and more of a description of a time period.
Yes.
Because you look at all these bands, and they might be branded differently now, but at the time, bands that were branded as nu metal sounded so vastly different. Korn, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, Deftones, Manson, Disturbed, all these bands were getting labelled under nu metal.
Yep.
Fear Factory, like everyone was under that. So many bands were under that banner, but they sounded so vast, like incredibly different from one another.
You just
And I
named
think
bands that do not sound the same.
And it's such a key period, I think, and that's why whenever I use it, I'm always describing more a period in time where people were metal and what heavy metal was really branched out away from what it had been at the time. Because obviously through like 70s you had like Black Sabbath kind of starting it and doing a lot of the. We'll say Black Sabbath started it. There's arguments to be made about certain other bands, but Black Sabbath were the first to really sort of give it momentum, let's say. And then through the 70s, you had all these bands that were trying to do that thing. And then in the 80s, you really had thrash taking off, and it was just all about thrash metal. And glam as well. And glam even continued sort of into the 90s, but it died off with grunge coming up. And then post-grunge, you had nu metal, which was just this explosion of variety.
Yeah.
And realistically, for those that know where to look, that's never stopped. The degree of variation and just mashing different subgenres together has never stopped. If you know where to look, if you got mates that know what they're doing and they can find stuff and show it to everyone, which is why I always like to share the weird and wonderful stuff I find, because how else are people going to expand their tastes, right? But it's just, so many bands that are described as new metal, new metal in and of itself, nowadays we might look back and go, oh yeah, it's like groove metal with like rap elements in there and blah blah blah. But that doesn't describe so many bands that were lumped under the new metal banner back in the day.
Yeah.
So
Because there's so many that sit just below the surface as well. You know, your spine shanks, your orgies,
Dude,
you know,
Spine
cold
Shank was
shaved,
so underrated. God.
El Nino, Non-Point, like all of these bands, they just sat below the surface and never kind of broke through as big as some of these like festival headliners, and still to this day, 20, 25 years on into their history, they're still the ones that are headlining these music festivals.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, even, you mentioned Head PE before. I mean, you go to the UK, you got Skindred. Like, there's just...
Yeah.
2 seconds, I've got to read these chats because they're coming in today, dudes. They're coming in.
Go on, gangbusters. That's awesome.
They are. Hazard Halo, much love for Acid Nymph. You still got it. You still got the love. Come back.
Maybe after this Tensions Arise show's done, we'll do an Acid Nymph show.
Do it. And we got Mitch V, who's a big Chimera fan. Go, Mitch V. You're a legend.
Fuck yeah.
And then Hazard Halo. What a beautiful thing watching you music nerds come together.
It's amazing. This is why I knew it was going to be so awesome to get you on here, because we can just talk endlessly about this shit. We can go all time.
Before we just end up talking for the next hour just about new metal, and tell us a bit about this cooking stuff, that this mosh potato that you did, the channel. Like, yeah.
Dude, I've even got my book with me.
Oh.
So that kind of came up absolutely out of the blue. I'm going to tell you the most unmetal story ever. But do you guys know the movie Julie and Julia with Meryl Streep in it?
No.
Maybe.
No, two blokes.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Yeah, no.
So Meryl Streep plays the very famous French cook, Julia Childs, and Julia Childs made a cookbook about an American's guide to French cooking. So in this movie, a lady who is based in New York City or somewhere in America, she works through the book. Every day she cooks a recipe from it. And it just, she really challenged herself. She stressed herself out, all of this kind of stuff. And I thought, it's a great fucking idea. But I thought, can I do this metal? And then I was trawling the internet and I couldn't find anything. And then I found this book somebody bought me for my 21st birthday that was down the bottom of a tub. I'd never even looked at it, and it's fantastic. It's got everybody from Rex Bound from Pantera, Mark Hunter from Chimeras in it. There's a recipe from Lemmy. Like, we're talking anyone who's anyone is in this book.
That is fucking amazing. That is so cool.
Yeah.
And what a good idea, just filming you cook the recipes. Such a good idea.
Yeah. So all I do, I tell you a little bit about the artist, because there are a lot of very unknown bands and smaller ones in there that do deserve the attention as well. So I started in March of 2020, so just before lockdown and everything like that. I started with Lita Ford's salsa. It was like a black bean and corn salsa or something. And it actually popped the fuck off, and I did not even think anybody would take the time to watch my silly little video, but people did, and they loved it. So I kept going, and there's 147 recipes in the book.
That's
I'm up to
147
number
videos.
I'm up to 27, I think I am, with a new episode coming next week as well.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
But that's the apron that I wear. So what I wanted to do something a little bit different. I needed to bring the metal element in. I needed to bring my personality into it as well. Because as Seraph will tell you, I'm a bit extra. I'm a bit much. But
that's why we love you.
Yeah.
That's why we love you.
So every patch on that apron, just like a metal vest, represents an episode, represents a recipe that I've cooked.
That's
so
mad.
Hopefully, in the end, that's completely packed, and I'll have this, not only a metal vest the jacket. No, nothing. An apron. Let's do something a bit
You should
different.
give that to a fan. You should give that to a fan. Like if you on the maybe the million, maybe if you get 1 million or 100,000 subscribers.
Maybe then.
Once you've filled that apron, you have to wear it to a show.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
you have to find, but just for me, just to piss off the elitists, it has to be something that there's going to be all these old school like battle vest wearing elitist gatekeeping motherfuckers, and you have to wear that though.
Dude, you're running out of those shows.
Just to piss them off. Just to see if people give you like fucking heat over it, and you can be like,
you know what I've got? Next June, I'm going to be in the UK at Download Festival. I'll wear it there.
No.
yes,
shit.
that's it. That has to be it. Do it. That's the one.
Promote the shit
It's
out
the
of the
20th
channel.
anniversary as well,
Yep.
so
That's
there's
the
going to
one.
be a heap of gatekeepers there, man.
That's excellent.
Nah.
That is so cool.
That'll be awesome. But I guarantee you, like, you're gonna get so many people that are just like, "That's fucking incredible. Can I get a photo?"
I reckon you're going to
It's
get
gonna be
more
awesome.
questions and people pissed off.
And
And speaking
you know
of
what?
questions,
You
just
can
hold
say-
on a
you
second.
can say-
Go.
say
Go,
you can-
go.
You can just be like, "There's more patches on this than on your vest." Like, what do you?
Yeah. You've
Oh,
cooked
yeah.
all these. What have you done? Have
Yeah,
you
be
at
like,
least-
that's cute.
You
Your
should
little
go-
jacket, that's cute.
And speaking of questions, we have our first one from the chat.
Oh,
Yeah, Sam O'Neill has a question for Megan. Are there any
Hi, Sam.
small metal bands out there that you'd like to see succeed? That's a good question. Who's the ones popping off at the moment most for you that you really want to see go gangbusters?
well, look, my Melbourne boys in Witch Grinder, I love
Grind up.
so much, and I think that they have been absolute road dogs, and they have paid their dues, and I just want them to just kick off. And then from a completely different spectrum, Ocean Grove, also from Melbourne, bringing the new metal vibes, funky rock. Yeah, that's a great one as well. Oh, I could keep talking for years and years, but Sam, I'll call you. I'll give you a list.
Yeah, there you go. Good, great question, Sam. Thanks for that.
100%. Yeah, that's amazing. But you're right. There's so many like the
Underrated.
degree of talent that you just is everywhere. If you're watching this, go to local shows, please. They're happening again now that COVID's not over necessarily, but now that it's sort of more in the back of people's minds, shows are happening again. Please get out to local shows,
Yeah,
even
man.
if you don't know any of the bands, or if you're going and you only know one band on the bill. Go for the whole fucking show, please.
You're already,
I
you're already
promise
pretty
you, I promise you, you will find new favorite bands. You absolutely will.
Yeah.
It's incredible. The amount of fucking talent that I have seen. I had no clue how crazy the talent was up here in Brisbane. But once I moved up here and started getting
yeah.
out there and going to shows, off the fucking chain. It is mental. It has blown me away how fucking insane the talent is up here. Like,
Love that.
it's so fucking good. It's awesome.
Well, we got another follower. He's going gangbusters tonight. Nick Hunter.
Nick Hunter.
Nikki Hunter. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you very much.
Well,
Fuck
actually,
yeah.
Nikki's an absolute legend. If we can come back to the YouTube channel, Bloody Nikki over there, we've started a little series together called
nice.
Pre-Friday Thursdays, because we don't want to wait until Friday to start partying, so we're going to start on Thursdays. So it's a channel all about just love and music, and we've done try not to headbang challenges. We've talked about our favorite tours in Australia. She's a Aussie alternative model. I'm not sure if you guys know her. You probably follow her anyway. She's got about 350,000 followers on
Jeez,
social media.
congratulations, Nikki. Good stuff.
She's killing it. She's one of my favorite people in the whole world. So thanks for the love and thanks for creating
Yeah,
something
thanks for
awesome
the follow.
with me too.
Jeez.
And thanks for the follow.
We're small
Absolutely.
chicks.
Absolutely.
Jeez. We're like the crumbs.
So okay, so you started the channel, and you said it kind of popped off more than you did expected. I think when I checked it in the lead up to this, your total channel views was something like just over 78,000 views. You have had a couple of episodes that seem to get particularly a bit more attention than others. Is that right? Like,
Absolutely. I didn't think that bloody reaction videos would be it, but they are. Absolutely. So even what I thought that maybe getting some very popular people on the channel would be what would do it. So through the recipes, I've had some awesome guest appearances like Jesse's already from Binary Code, Ash Pearson from Revocation, Liam Wilson from Dillinger Escape Plan, even Ernie C from Body Count. Like, there's been some amazing people that have said, yes, I'd love to be in your video. But we actually started in March 2021, Sarah, with a mutual friend of ours, Ian, who is 316, rapper from Western Sydney. And we started a series called Hip Hop Head vs. Metalhead. And what it is, he's a rapper, I'm a metalhead, and we give each other a song from our genres and see if we can convert the other. And so our first episode, I gave him Dig by Mudvayne. Of course, I couldn't do anything other. Yeah, and he gave me a Bop on Broadway by DaBaby. And those episodes really kicked off as well. They were really good, but it wasn't until Demolisher by Slaughter to Prevail we did a reaction to that. It's 25,000 views. Like, it's just absolutely popping off. Oh, thanks, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's it. Like, I mean, especially like reaction videos, kind of, you know, they're very much a bit of a trend at the moment over the last few years for sure. And I think the best ones are where it's a genuine reaction, right? And not just it's not just someone sat there like watching a video the whole time with nothing in between. It's giving feedback, it's getting genuine reactions. And like, I get it, the OTT ones go, you know, haha, it's funny because the guy's like, you know, the breakdown drops and the guy like throws his headphones and is like, oh! But
to
you know,
be fair,
you guys
though,
always,
like, you know, I get like that.
You never, you know, you would, when they do it just for views.
Yeah, I know.
Ridiculous, right? But yeah, it's amazing to see that there's been a bit of pop. Like, I mean, I did a reaction video for the new Sword to Prevail song, 1984, which, you know, was really, you know, that was a good one. That was my first time doing a reaction video, so it's a bit, you know, just trying to find my feet with it. But we're probably going to try and do some more, I think, because there's so many new albums coming out. There'll be new videos, new singles all over the shop. So we'll have plenty of those, I'm sure, and reviews as well coming along for sure. But, yeah. So
YouTube's a very interesting world. Beer Buddy, you'd know all about that.
Yeah, I don't slot into their algorithm. I drink and swear too much.
Yeah, well, that's it, right? That's it. You know, like we kind of.
This is tame.
Our stuff tends to not get pushed by the algorithms, but it is what it is. We're not doing it to get famous. We're doing it because we want to do it. We're doing it for the love of it.
That's it.
Which is what matters, you know. And the right people will find you. Yeah. When you're doing that stuff, for sure.
As long as I don't end up like Andrew Tate, I'm happy.
Yeah, well,
I just don't want to get cancelled. Just don't cancel me.
This seems like as good a time as any to bring up the episode that I did.
Oh, yeah. I've got that. Hold on.
So when I do the whole episode, that link should have the time code. Basically, I came down. I did. I think it might have been the body count, the Ernie C's fried chicken, and the Anthrax pizza fries or something, right?
So it was Steve Ludlow from Anvil. He did
Anvil, not Anthrax, right? Yes.
And Ernie C, his vodka fried chicken, which is still something Craven loves, and we need to make way more often.
It's very, very tasty. It's amazing. And yeah, basically, I came down, had a blast with it, and I'm like, you know what, this is fucking, I'm going to do a little song, you know, do a little song on the old guitar for that one. So,
legend.
Do you want to...
Sort of just sneaky watched a little bit of this video before we started, and the boy Rust got some chops, man. I did not know that about you.
You've obviously not been paying attention, bro.
I remember handing you the mic when I played a show one day, and I remember you sounded good. I didn't know you sounded this good. Let's show the people. I was yeah.
Show the people. Episode 9 of Mosh Potatoes.
That's pretty good. I thought I had to write a song about it because it was real nice. So I thought I'd write a little song for Menace mode over there. I like me some pizza, and damn, I like fries. But you put them together, you open my eyes. Better Mo, she's got the goods. Cooking up the mashed potatoes like nobody else could. Now you made blooming onion, you made mac and cheese, you made Lita Ford salsa. My favorite is these. Better Mo, she's got the goods. Cooking up the mashed potatoes like nobody else could. There's one thing I know, and I know it well. Girl, you must be a demon, 'cause that's tasty as hell. Better Mo, she's got the goods. Cooking up the mashed potatoes like nobody else could.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed
What can I say? What can I say? I was just, having a bit of fun with it. I mean, the food was so great. I kind of I felt I wanted to contribute in some way. I am sorry that I never got like a proper studio version of that to you. I know I was talking about recording it and shooting it off to you as a theme song.
I'm
Don't be
literally downloading this video. I'm going to cut that, and that's going to be our outro song for the stream from now on.
Bye. Don't you be sorry
Oh
about
my God.
anything, because what he didn't tell you was that he didn't actually inform me that he'd done anything special like that. So after we filmed the video and we hung out in the backyard having a few drinks, he just whips out the guitar and starts playing it. And I'm trying to film, and I'm just in the background going, is this guy for real? Like, that was the coolest fucking thing, and I love it, and I am so humbled by it. Like, it's one of the most special things that I have on my channel. So thank you, dude. I love it.
No, not a problem at all.
Too, Raph. The chat absolutely loves it.
Awesome. I'm so glad.
Raph killed the fires, and then the fires.
Yeah. So, I mean, we kind of touched on, we kind of touched on that you're like a massive Hell Yeah fan, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
What, like you've got to hang with them a few times, is that right?
A couple.
What's chat?
Couple of times, yeah. What's the stories? Come on, hit us.
What's Chad like? Is he nice?
What's Chad like?
I really want to hope he's super nice. Like, if he's a dick, I'll be so upset. Don't tell me.
He's the best dude in. I'm sorry, Sarah. He's the best dude. My partner hates how much I talk about him often, but it's all out of love. It's all out of love. He is. So I've had a lot of huge musicians in the world really break my heart, meeting them, and they've completely ruined the band for me. And I thought there was a part of me that thought the same was going to happen with Chad. So, when the first time that I saw Hell Yeah perform, I was only 15 years old, and it was their first ever tour. They were playing at the Roundhouse here in Sydney. And I just said to my mum, look, I'm going to jump on the train and I'm going to go to domestic airport and I'm going to wait at the gate for them because I need to meet Chad. And she goes, okay, all right, whatever. So I'm there and I got a little gift for them and whatnot. And they come out and they hug me, not knowing who I am, but I think they could probably tell. And, Chad invites me into sound check and I meet Vinny and they play an incredible show. And I just thought that was it, 15 years old. But then they came back 3 years later on the Stampede tour and they played at East Coast Runner shows. And I thought, hey, I'm 18. I can jump on the road. Let's fucking go. And so I went with two of my closest friends and we went for the whole tour. that finished up in Brisbane, and you know.
Terribly sorry to
18
interrupt. I'm just going to duck off for 1 second. I'll be back. Keep going.
Okay. And then spent my 18th in a strip club with the whole of Hell Yeah. So was hell yeah. No, they're great. You know, every time they come out, it's just I have to pinch myself often that my hero of music has become a friend, and I can't speak about him high enough.
That's awesome. That makes me so happy that he's an awesome dude, because you hear sort of industry stories about certain heavy metal singers, and he's one that I heard about back in the day, and he was a bit rough to. I think it's more so from band members. He might have been a bit rough to tour with back in the early Mudvayne days and stuff like that. I don't know what changed you. Must have been a lot of change during Hell Yeah. But have you ever found throughout meeting all these people, doing what you've done, do you ever like? What was sort of the moment when you went, shit, this is actually my life? Like, what was that defining moment that you sort of went, nah, okay, this is actually my life. This isn't some dream. This isn't some fairy tale. This is me. This is it. I got it.
To be honest, it's probably seeing Mudvayne for the first time. You know, I had this elaborate plan to go and stay with a friend of mine, you know, sneak out of the house and go to the show. But my plans were absolutely spoilt by the parents finding out about it. So I thought, that's it. I'm never going to see Mudvayne. And then, you know, for Christmas when I was 13 years old, my sister gave me a VHS of Wayne's World, which is a really
the greatest movie of all time.
Hell yeah! Like,
it's the greatest fucking movie of all time. It's what made us all rock and roll metalheads. It's like it's a movie that defined. You ask anyone between, I reckon, 30 and 40 that are metalheads, have you seen Wayne's World? They're going to say fucking yes.
Absolutely. And our whole family recites it word for word. It's a staple. And so I remember opening it and going, gee, thanks, because it was all battered up and it was fucked. And I just thought, oh, all right. Yeah, good present. And then I open it and there's a ticket for Mudvayne at the Roundhouse on Australia Day 2006. And that was my first concert and still my one and only time seeing Mudvayne. But actually, you guys have been in the scene for a little while. Switchkicker supported Mudvayne, and they were kind of like a heavy drum and bassy, techno, new metal-y, industrial band. I don't know, one of those bands you can't put into a square peg round hole. And, you know, walking into that venue for the first time and feeling every organ in your body moving with the bass. And then Mudvayne come on, they open with fucking Under My Skin, and that was it. That was me done. And that's why now, 17 years later, I am still probably more devout to Mudvayne than any other act in the world.
Looking forward to the upcoming tour.
Well, it just wrapped up.
They didn't do Australia. That's not a tour if you don't do Australia.
True, yeah, no, a couple of days ago they wrapped up their tour with Rob Zombie, Static X and Power Man 5000. I was watching it very closely.
Desk wasn't so heavy, I would flip it. Oh, I'm going to read this chat.
Yeah.
Fucking piss me. Mudvayne, get to Australia. Come on, man.
Yeah, do it.
Megan said so.
Do it.
All right.
Yeah, give him a call. Be like, all right, the borders are open. You can come here now.
Come on, mate. And then
we'll
get him on the show. That'd be so cool. Oh, you want to see me, buddy, have a fucking fanboy moment? Yeah, watch that shit. Oh my god. We get anyone from Corn. Watch me cry. I remember you. Nikki Hunter said, "I remember you calling me after this happened." I'm assuming she's talking about the Mudvayne.
Meeting Chad.
Please tell me you fangirled out and cried.
I did.
Yeah,
I was bawling my eyes out.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'll do that at 36. Ugh.
I bawl my eyes out. Yep, to this day.
Yep.
If I met Chad tomorrow, I'd be crying in his arms.
Oh. And Samo O'Neill coming in hot with the questions tonight. Samo, thank you very much. What's everyone's absolutely standout moment from a live show? I know mine straight away.
Go on then, you start us.
So my standout thing, Kill Switch Engage at the Red Room. You know the Red Room?
Oh my god. Tiny.
Yeah. So they were still killing it. They did not want to play a big show. The thing sold out so quick, so quick, right? And they had who was the big old singer? The not Howard.
Yeah, Howard. Yeah.
So Howard's doing his set, killing it. Crowd is absolutely.
That guy's on another level.
Yeah, crowd is going He's got the crowd eating out of the palm of his hand. Everyone's going fucking nuts. Howard, the big dude, big stocky dude that is, you know, the red room where they got that second level where you can look down at the stage. Oh no, that's not that one.
Where are we?
That was the Roundhouse.
No,
That's
no,
Roundhouse.
No. The red room had
High
the red room had a second level, and they used to shove the under 18s up there. It was like a little thing at the back. Anyway,
Maybe I must be thinking of somewhere else.
Anyway,
yeah.
Howard has decided
used
to
to-
climb these stacks, right? Climb these stacks, and it's probably like 20 feet in the air. And he's giving people high fives in the top tier. And you watch the crowd. Me and my old man, again, me and my dad are in this mosh pit. We're going ballistic. We're having a mad time. And everyone in the crowd just goes like this. Puts their arms up and just goes, jump in, jump in, jump in. So Howard looks down at the crowd. And he goes, all right. He turns around, walks back to the edge of the stack and just puts his hands up in the air, shrugs his shoulders and drops.
Trustful. Wow.
Now, I ain't the smartest bloke in the world. But I know how
And he's not the smallest.
I know how gravity works. Yeah? So when things fall, they fall at speed and they hit terminal velocity. And when you're going that far and you're 120, 130 kilos like he is, by the time you hit the ground or hit the 30 or 40 people that you've just landed on, you're about 250, 300 kilos. That's how gravity works. So I've got me and my dad have looked down at the crowd and gone, nah. We've taken about 5 steps back and crossed our arms and just watched him drop back and watch about 50 people go down in one hit. Kids, like teenagers, teeny boppers, mate, gone. So me and my old man have gone, well, he's got to get back on stage. So we've reached in, grabbed him. I've got Howard right in front of me. My dad's standing right next to me. We've both got Howard by his shirt going, get back on the stage and finish the song. Moments like that you can't buy.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is the craziest thing I've ever seen in a fucking show. Any big show from a big metal band.
That's nuts. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Mine's not going to be nearly that cool. But like there's a few of them that I could go with, but I think for me, something that I'm always going to remember, and a show that I feel was way better than it had any right to be, and that should have been on a much bigger stage than it was. I mentioned Skindred earlier. They played a Soundwave festival in like 2013, 2014, thereabouts, I think. Maybe it was even 2015. I don't know. It was mid 2010s somewhere, and they were on one of the small little stages that was in one of the warehousey type spaces. It wasn't even on like the metal stage. It was one of those smaller ones. And if you know Skindred, you'll know their song "Nobody," and the chorus on that is like, "Nobody gets out of this place alive. Nobody gets out alive." And
Yes.
It's perfect moshing song. Security got super nervous. Like, security started the song with their backs against the stage, and by the end of the song, security was all stood up on the barrier, yanking people out, because the crowd of like a couple of hundred people at that stage was just going absolutely apeshit. Because it's the perfect moshing riff, and everyone was just going nuts. And I think even the band was a little bit like taken aback by how mental this small Aussie crowd was getting. And I'll just forever, that's burned into my fucking brain for that one, because I was at the front, I was at the barrier forum for that, and they just put on, like I said, they were deserving of being on a much, much bigger stage. They absolutely should have been on a bigger stage, because they just absolutely crushed it. They did such a good job, and I'm really disappointed I haven't had the chance to see them again since. But yeah, amazing band. Really seemed like really cool dudes.
Oh, you got to have some good ones, Megan.
Well, I've been sitting here and I'm thinking that one. I'm not quite sure, but can I tell a totally selfish story?
Yeah.
Not one that mostly anyone else enjoyed, but I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So one that really stands out for me that was just like a totally special moment was, as I mentioned, when I first started working for Metropolis, it was because they got Hell Yeah, and that was their Blood for Blood tour. Which actually ended up being the last Hell Yeah tour that came to Australia because, unfortunately, RIP, Vinny has left us. But I was on the road for all the shows on that tour, helped run all of the meet and greets in every city, but then the last show that I was going to be on was Melbourne, and I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to enjoy this one. I'm going to be a fan tonight. So I stepped back in the meet and greet and I let everybody do their thing. And, you know, I got things signed for the first time on the whole tour. But, you know, while we were sitting there and waiting, Chad and I were talking about how much he absolutely hates the Hell Yeah song Alcohol and Us. Not sure if you guys are familiar with that, but that's from the very early Southern rock days. And it's just like, I hate it. It's not us anymore. We've progressed. But there's something about Australians that just love Alcohol and Us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
It's pretty great.
I wonder what it could be.
Now, I'm not quite... I'm not quite sure.
It's a mystery. I just can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it could possibly be.
Far out.
So we thought that the concert was over, but they come out for one more encore. And as soon as I see Greg Tribbett, actually no, Greg wasn't in the band at the time. It was Christian Brady. As soon as he comes out with that acoustic guitar, I think it's Alcohol and Us. So of course it was. We're at the Corner Hotel in Melbourne, which is quite a small, intimate venue, which is absolutely fantastic. And we sing along, everybody's having a great time, but I'm starting to get a little bit emotional because I know this is the last song that I'm going to see a Hell Yeah. And then as I look up before the last bridge of the chorus, Chad jumps down into the crowd, and I'm not sure if you can see these photos, but he grabs my hand and he sings the words of Alcohol and Us with me, I'm there bawling my eyes out on barrier, but holding hands with Chad and singing every word by word, and that is burnt into my brain, and that's how you make lifelong fans, man.
That's fun.
100%.
That is a fucking cool story. That's such a cool story.
Yeah.
And the questions are still coming in.
More questions. Holy shit,
Yeah.
it's popping up.
We got Kel Dogs. Thank you so
Kel
much
Dog.
for the follow as well. Thank you. And that was 15 minutes ago, but thank you. How has your music taste changed over the years? I used to be an ignorant fool with my music, straight up. I used to be a very narrow-minded person. It was like, metal, it's not metal, no. Now, I enjoy all music. I just love. I feel like if I don't try and listen to as much as I possibly can, I miss out on so much more. And especially considering you got bands like Bollywood, Bloodywood now and you know, stuff like that. Just metalheads are coming for everything. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we can do it all and we can turn it metal. And yeah, it's just mad to just see what's out there, especially with these younger people now. They got some cool equipment to work with, man. They got some cool computers and cool. We didn't have a lot of that when we were sort of kicking off. So, and they've got unlimited platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, it was kind of similar thing. Like I said, it was around 96, 97 when I started. Because I always liked music, but it was just whatever was on the radio, right? And like about 96, 97, when Reload came out by Metallica. And, I know those Load and Reload get shit on all the time, but I don't give a fuck. They're good albums.
Whatever gets you, bro. I don't care.
And, it was the film clips like The Memory Remains, Fuel, and the Unforgiven 2 that, because I would watch, like, Rage on the Saturday mornings and all that. and that kind of sparked my interest in that. So I got that album, and then it veered into sort of gradually heavier stuff. Like I said, through Korn and Limp Bizkit, the first couple of Slipknot albums, just going through that stuff. Cradle of Filth, it's still very limited because I didn't have lots of exposure. Like, I didn't have anyone really able to expose me to lots of other stuff. Then once I hit about 2002, 2003, I changed schools, and my school was near a shopping center that had a music store in it. The music store had, music magazines, which came up, with the sample of CDs. And I found a bunch of bands through that, stuff like Mushroom Head and all sorts of stuff, and made sort of, around this time, also made buddies with a guy that lived down the road. They had Foxtel. He would tape Headbangers Ball, and we'd come up and watch that. Found a bunch of bands through that. I'm talking like, that was when I started to discover like Mudvayne, Head PE, Static X, Rammstein, all these other bands. And yeah, that was when I kind of got into this similar phase of like, if it's not metal, like fucking, I can't like it. Like, it's not fucking metal to like this other stuff.
That's it.
But eventually you get over that, and yeah, I'm much in the same boat. Like, I kind of like metal and rap are very much the main things that I like now, but a little bit of everything. Like, if you're ever at one of my parties, the playlist can jump from like, fucking Metallica to, Insane Clown Posse to Slaughter to Prevail to Meghan Trainor to Drop Brat Kings, whatever. It's very very all over the place, but that's half the fun, right?
That is. It's a buffet, man. Like I keep saying, music's a buffet.
It really, really is. And what about you? What about our esteemed guest?
Yeah.
I kind of in the same ballpark as that. I'd never call myself a gatekeeper or an elitist or anything like that, but I was very like, metal is it, metal, whatever you're listening to is dog shit. I wouldn't say it to your face, but in my head I'll be going, all right. Yeah. But yeah, no, rap led me to new metal, and then my brother was so heavily in the Sydney hardcore scene as well. So he started taking me to shows. He said, hey, come to a show with me one night. I'm wearing my brand new Mudvayne shirt. And he said, I'm not taking you out wearing that. So he gave me a Bury Your Dead shirt or something else. So we go down to the Hi-Fi. We watch Parkway Drive and 50 Lions and Her Nightmare, which ended up being my favorite hardcore band. And, that started a love affair. We were at hardcore shows every damn weekend. And then it got right into old school metal. So, Pantera led me to Maidens, to the Metallicas, the Megadeths, all that kind of stuff. I had to really find out where the history was of this amazing lifestyle that I was finding, because as I got into it more and more, I realized it's not just music, it's a lifestyle. And this is taking over my life, the way I talk, the way I dress, everything like that. And then, now I've realized that if you're not open to all of these other genres, it's only you that's missing out. So nowadays it's everything from Spirit Box to Harry Styles to Tech Nine to Yellow Wolf,
And Tech Nine.
Tech and Nina, yes. There is amazing things everywhere, and if you don't just give it a chance, you're going to be the one that loses out in the end. And it's a really exciting time to be into heavy music. Whether you're into Ghost Kid or if you're into Suicide Boys or something that's not technically metal, but it's still heavy. The lyrical content can be heavy, the visuals can be heavy, the music can be heavy. It doesn't matter. If it's heavy to you, it's heavy to you. And I'm excited about what the future is. You mentioned Tetrarch. I wish I could know.
Tetrarch, yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could know how that was spelled or said, because it's a great time. And that young generation that's coming up, there is going to be some awesome things.
Just put amps on the stage. I miss the proper vibration from an amp on a stage. That's what it is. I worked it out. You're missing that vibration, that real booming sound that comes directly out of an amp.
So a messy sound is what you're talking about then.
Bro, I don't want to go to a metal show for a clean sound.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I want to basically have that thing so down. Like, if you're going to down tune, have an amp on stage and try and make me shit myself.
Yeah.
That should be your
That's-
aim.
yeah.
If you're going to downtune that low, your aim should be to make people try and shit themselves.
Yeah.
Something
yeah,
that
I mean,
I've really struggled with in heavy music was the heavy vocals going to clean. As soon as I'd hear an amazing start to a song and then it goes to clean vocals, I used to just turn it off. It's helped me. I've progressed a lot now. So, you know, your Beartooths and Architects, all those kind of bands, I've definitely got a bit better with it. But have you guys ever struggled with the change, or has that been a welcome addition to heavy music?
I loved it.
it's always been there, I think, in a lot of stuff.
But I love Deftones.
There's always been someone doing it. So, yeah, and coming from that new metal background as well, I mean, you know, Korn had clean vocals and screaming vocals and rougher vocals.
Really
Fear
light.
Factory.
Yeah, Fear Factory, all these bands had that. So it was never really something that was foreign to me, because the bands that really pulled me into that kind of had that already. Wasn't really ever a foreign thing for me, but I can understand sort of coming from certain aspects, then discovering that later on, it would be a bit weird to try and get used to, I guess. So
I have a thing with Fear Factory. I was listening to it the other week. A Fear Factory like the like Nickelback of metal. Only with the monotone. Only with the monotonal stuff.
Time for me to go, guys. It's
No,
time for
no.
me to go.
Oh, dude.
I love Fear Factory. I love Fear Factory. I love Fear Factory. Okay?
No,
But
okay,
you know what I mean?
they're not.
You know what I mean? Like,
They're
that
not,
voice
because-
don't change.
No, they're not, because Nickelback is the Nickelback of metal.
Yeah, but Nickelback aren't metal.
They were signed to Roadrunner for years. Nickelback kept Roadrunner afloat. So
Unfortunately.
I say that they count as. I say some of their songs could be considered metal.
Because
could.
I was listening to...
And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Everyone hates on them, but everyone knows the words.
I like some Nickelback songs. Ole, 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 ole. Huh? Ole, ole. But, because I was listening to Maroon 5 with my kids, but yeah, are they the new Police?
Maroon 5.
Yeah, he sings like Sting.
I wouldn't know. I haven't listened to enough to.
Probably giving him way too much of a compliment there.
Yeah, no. He can sing though. He's not bad. Like they say.
I have to disagree with you with about Fear Factory. I think the dry lung vocal martyr that is BCB, Burton C. Bell, he was a trailblazer, and he changed a lot of the way that our vocals are in heavy music these days. Because I don't think that
most distinct voices.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Rob Flynn's super influenced by him, and I don't know if you can find somebody that's kind of doing heavy music these days that wasn't influenced by him. It was
no one.
fantastic.
Those guys were pioneers. Those guys
the manufactured album, like, come
those
on.
guys set up fucking hardcore. Hardcore would not be hardcore without Fear Factory.
Yeah.
Because no one would have thought, hey, let's just double fucking kick. All the time.
7-string guitars, All
right, more questions. It's just coming in, man.
Jesus. Go on.
Keldog's
Go on. All right. Well,
that was a great question, Kyle. I like that we're opening it up.
Let's hit these questions and then move on to the fuck off files. We gotta keep moving.
What is the song anthem for your life at the moment? This very moment in time, this present.
Sunny by Ocean Grove.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Jesus.
Mine's an oldie but a goodie, man. It's Smoke Weed for the Rest of My Life by Cottonmouth Kings.
Oh, KMK! Yes.
It came on today while I was driving home, and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to.
Yeah.
I think for me, I mean, it's not a metal song, but I mean, it's you know, I mean, KMK was not one either, but pretty much ever since it came out, I've tried to use this as my motto to just when I need to sort of remind myself sometimes what actually matters and what doesn't, and I'll always go to Tech 9 and I'll put on Everybody But Me.
Oh, nice one.
because it's like anytime I need to get hyped up, the song just like the energy in the song gets me hyped up. If I need to be like, if I feel like I'm giving too, like maybe giving too much of myself or saying yes to too much, not putting my own well-being, where at the priority it needs to be, throw that song on and it's just like, fuck everybody but me. I need to take that time for myself, even if it's just 5-10 minutes just to myself to be like, no, I need to just think about myself for a minute and refocus things. Ever since it came out, it's been one of the anthems for me, I think.
Big
It's
shout
a
out to
beautiful
Flake09.
example of,
Thank you for the follow.
an artist writing a song and you taking your own interpretation of what it is.
Well, that's a
awesome.
beautiful thing about music. You can ask 5 different people
Absolutely.
what they thought about what the song was, and then you ask the singer, and he's like, they have no fucking idea. It's not about that at all. It's about it's about eating ice cream on a sunny day.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. And just because you can find meaning in an artist's work doesn't mean that that's the meaning the artist intended. That's a key thing that we all have to remember. But that's, as you say, that's the great thing with music is everyone can take something different from a song, and everyone can like it for different reasons. So, do we have any more questions?
Matt actually said he said it perfectly. He was like, if we write a song about this bottle of water, you can't connect to it because you don't have a personal experience with this bottle of water. But if we write a song about bottles of water, then you can take it, you can interpret it, and you can have your own personal experience with a bottle of water that you come across. And I was like, that is spot on.
That is a great analogy.
I've always loved that analogy.
So which of their songs is about bottled water?
The Patient Mental. Oh, no.
Oh.
All right, have we got any more questions, or shall we move on to...
Unless I'll just open up to the chat. Chat, y'all got any more questions?
Any more questions, just real quick? Okay, while we're waiting on a few more questions, I just want to really touch on this next bit very, very quickly. We don't have to spend too long on it, but I do want to get your input on this. People that know you will be, well aware of this, but to those who may not have met you in the past, you are a proud member of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
I have known you and your partner for a very long time. You're both the most amazing people, most amazing friends that I could ever ask for. But I do have to ask, because we know that sometimes certain elements of the metal community can be dicks. Have you found have you had any negative experiences that you, like, around any of that? Have you found that you just haven't had any negative experiences and it's just been, always welcomed with open arms? I mean, how have you found your experience as a lesbian woman in the metal scene? And would you have advice for anyone that may be watching that's concerned about opening that side of themselves up because of the fear of, potential blowback from that metal community?
That's a great question, because I actually, I was in a previous relationship for about 7 years and kept that a secret from a lot of people, not only my family, but, some friends and acquaintances as well. But as you know, my partner at the moment is the light of my damn life, and meeting her, I just wanted to, yell her name from the rooftop. So that really helped me kind of accept who I was and what this next part of my journey was. And I only came out to my parents last year before, something like that, so this is still incredibly new for me. And I've pushed it down for a long time because I've been told that I wasn't okay for so long. Society's told me so, families told me so, everything has. But being in the metal community, it's extremely accepting. And I don't think that I should have hidden it for so long. It's something that I almost regret. And I think that if maybe I just stepped up to the mark and said, hey, no, this is who I am, this is a part of me, because it doesn't change who I am, and it doesn't change who you are if you are part of that world as well. It's a part of you, and it shouldn't change the way that people see you as well. And yes, unfortunately, I have had a lot of negative experiences, but I have had so many more positive ones that it outweighs the negative ones. And my friends have been amazing. I never had to come out to my friends. they just knew, they accepted, they love my partner as much as they love me. And, you know, I just think that even now it's quite a good time in metal because Rob Halford's out, and there are even women in metal coming up, even saying that they're part of the bisexual community and things like that. But I just think it's if I could go back, I wouldn't have hidden for so long. But that's probably crediting my partner a lot and giving me the without even doing anything, but just building me up and giving me that confidence to step through and just be like, hey, this is me, and fuck you if you don't like it, right?
Mate, that's
Absolutely.
You couldn't say anything.
Absolutely.
Nothing more metal could come out of your
Absolutely. And look, I mean, if there is, look, on the off chance that someone maybe is a part of the metal community or a fan of metal or just music in general, and you happen to be watching this and you're struggling with your sexuality, you're not sure, if you want to talk to someone about it, please feel free to contact us if you feel like you can't talk to anyone else. Yeah. All three of us are 100% open to talk to if you want to talk about it. I know you don't know us, and that's fine. You don't have to, but
it's even better.
It's 100%. You know, our inboxes are open to you guys if you feel you need to talk about it. Because, I mean, as you know, Megan perfectly put it. You know, heavy metal is about being 100% true to yourself, whoever that is. And I think all of us have struggled with it to some degree, whether it's our sexualities.
Well, he froze. He completely froze.
Pointing people, or just feeling a lot of pressure to go a certain way with our lives when we feel like our families or our friends or society is trying to push us in a different way to that. As long as you're not actively hurting anybody else, and by that I don't mean coming out, your parents are going to feel upset. That's not hurting them in that way.
That's their fucking problem.
What I mean is, as long as you're not hurting anyone, then you can do and be whatever you want to be. So please, anything that you feel you need to talk to us about, if it's something that you're struggling with, please do. We are more than we are more than happy to take as much time as is needed out of our days to talk to you guys about this stuff. That said, let's get this party roll.
Dog's just hit us up with one
Kel Dog. All right.
This will be a nice quick one. Do you attach songs to people in your life? I most certainly do, but only if you're musical.
Yeah, 100%. There's people.
If you don't have that musical thing, no.
There's people that I have songs with. You know, like it's awesome. That's a big one I think for a lot of us. Is like you got certain friends that you've got a shared experience. Maybe it was a particular party or gig you guys went to, and you bonded over a particular song in just that moment, and then that's your guys' song forever. 100%, it's something that happens.
And then we got Craven, and then Nikki Hunter says, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. Megan? You've just I'm
going to be in trouble afterwards.
So proud, pun intended, from Hazard Halo. And then Kel Dog said, Megan, you handle everything with such grace. And you most certainly do. And it's just a lot of love. Just a lot of love from everyone. And Nikki Hunter said she's joking. Of course she is. All right. Now we get into the fun.
My favourite segment. Time for my favourite segment. Let's make this shit happen.
Click the cutaway.
Hit the thing.
Yeah, cutaway. Woo. Yeah, done.
All right. Time for my favourite segment of this one now. For those who are watching and you may not have seen it before, this is the Fuck Off Files. So what we do is we talk to our wonderful guest and we say, hey, if you could just snap your fingers and Thanos any three things out of music, any aspect of music, if you could just destroy three things as if they'd never existed in the blink of an eye, what would they be and why?
Do I go three? One by one, or do I say one?
One and
say one and give us the explanation. 2, give us the explanation. 3, give us the explanation. If you want to, or you can just say it, and if you don't want to offer any context, you don't have to offer any context. But it's always more fun to have the discussion.
Awesome. Well, I wish I could have kind of given this one a little bit more thought, because I'm sure there'd be so many others. But I'd have to say the first one would be the elitists and the gatekeepers ruining other people's happy places, whether they've been into Metallica because of Stranger Things or they're into Papa Roach because of Last Resort. You know, it doesn't matter how you're dressed. You know, you can be into whatever you want. Doesn't matter how old you are. You can be into whatever you want.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Let people like what they like.
That's it.
Yes.
You don't own it. You playing in that fucking
Yeah.
band? Unless that band member tells me I can't listen to their music, you can fuck off.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you said it.
Exactly. That's brilliant. I couldn't agree more. That's amazing.
That one
That's
comes
beautiful.
up so often.
It does. It's a major
good
one.
thing though.
Good.
Not
It's
one
good.
person has come out sick of fucking seeing people wearing t-shirts and they don't know who the bands are.
Yeah. Yeah. I put up a post on my Facebook the other day and I was like, I can't wait until some bloke walks up to me with a fucking microphone and asks me to name 3 songs on my t-shirt because he's about to regret
He's about to
ever
get
asking
fucking
that question.
schooled.
Yeah, that's when you turn it. Which album?
Yeah. All right, we're going to start
Do you want
at
them in order
Mudvayne's
or
very
not?
first album, Kill I Order, and we're going to go all the way until self-titled. And you're going to sit down and learn something.
Album
Give me
order or
3.
alphabetical?
3.
How do you want it?
3. I'll give you 300, motherfucker.
That's it.
And number 2 for me, I know I'm not a musician, but I've kind of worked behind the scenes for a lot of things. And one thing that even grinds my gears personally is how much artists are paid for streaming services, because these days they don't have any other option. And if they were to be one of those guys that say, hey, I'm not going to be on streaming, it actually ruins it for them. They don't get the exposure. They don't get out there. So, you know, I read a story earlier that said to earn a decent income, an artist needs roughly 120,000 streams and consistently per month. And then if you're not even the sole rights owner of that track, it's going to be cut up between all of them. So how are people meant to live?
Yeah, precisely. That's again, that's something we've talked about on the channel multiple times before. Is the shitty rates that people get paid for those things. It's something needs to change. It absolutely needs to change because people are just we're gonna miss out on so many amazing bands and artists because people are just not gonna. They're gonna give up, or they're gonna say, I can't make a living doing this. So they might not do as much of it. You know, they might let more of it go, or not release as much material because they can't take the time to work on it. And when they've got to spend more time making content to promote people to go to their streams and stuff, it's no good. It's no bueno.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like they give you a platform to release it on where you have the potential to get paid, but you don't have to pay for it to go on. But then in turn, you need to put that maximum amount of effort in order to then get people over to make them a shitload of money while you get pittance. You get peanuts. It's a very yay capitalism.
Burn it fucking down.
I don't know.
We eat one billionaire, and the rest will get the fucking message.
Well, to be fair, Spotify, you know, if I'm Spotify, that's a very good business plan. You keep the musicians starved so they keep fucking writing good music, because nobody ever writes about good times. You only write about shitty times. So if you keep them fucking hungry, you keep them writing good music.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's fucking horrible, man. But in saying that, you do understand that you can quite easily go out and buy yourself hits, buy yourself fucking streams. You can...
Yeah.
It's... And... what?
And fake artists are becoming a problem as well. I don't know if you guys... Sorry to derail it. I don't know if you guys were saying this, but they're basically like a Netflix originals of music streaming. So you might go to example the particular video I saw. It was like a jazz playlist, right? And the number one most streamed song on this jazz playlist was an actual artist. Cool, whatever. And then like multiple other ones in the top 10. This person was like trying to find other signs of these artists anywhere, like social media presence, you know, like previous release history, all this stuff, and the only place that these artists existed was on Spotify.
What?
Oh yeah.
So it's like they're paying session musicians to record stuff and releasing it under some made up artist name. That it's like a ghost kitchen of music.
Yeah, they even have
and it freezes it. And then who does the fucking royalties go to then?
Yeah.
Probably fucking Spotify. Like they just make it's Sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack your thing, but it's something
totally
we'll definitely
fine.
talk about. We're going to definitely talk about it more on the podcast at another time.
It's just like the vocalist from E-Town Concrete made an AI rapper.
Yes, we talked about that one.
Yeah.
We talked about that the other week. Yeah, remember we were talking about on one of the news videos. I think we were doing.
Remember that now? Yeah.
Crazy.
And yeah, that's very, very interesting. All right, what's your number 3?
My last one, look, it's another thing to do with bands, of course. But I don't think that bands should have to be an expert in social media to be in a band. So somebody that has been in the background of things a lot. I started writing for a website called Silver Tiger Media back in 2018, and everything from music news, interviews, and reviews. We're at every show, every festival, everything like that. And I see bands just either they have no exposure no presence, I should say, online, but then they get up there and they play an incredible show, and they shouldn't have to know that side of things to be an artist and to be creative. And I hope that changes real soon.
Yeah, I think you crapped out on that one, eh? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I agree with you what you're saying, because even in this platform, I suck at social media, and if I was better at social media, it'd be a lot easier for me in the long run as far as getting hits and views and all that Jimmy jazz. But I was saying this the other week. It's going back to the stage where you've got to be the triple threat in the music. You can't just play music. You got to play music and. So it's like every band needs a graphic designer, a fucking social media expert, and just someone that can actually sit down and nut out and write music.
Yeah.
So Lycanthrope and Nouveau were perfect with Matt Stoyer, who was on your episode last time. That's him. He is the jack of all trades, but he's not. You know how jack of all trades are usually not so great at little things? He's phenomenal at anything that guy does.
But
He's
a
just
master.
natural.
Yeah, 100%. Stoyer, the fucking legend. But no, I'm 100% in agreement as well.
Though. It's not right.
The fact that bands, to try and make it or get some success, get traction, they need to be playing with the algorithm. Okay, what gets hits, what gets engagement. I've had these fucking discussions with my boys in Skunkbone. We're like, trying to figure, okay, what time should we do certain announcements so that they get the most eyes on them. Are we better off doing like a video or just a picture and a post? How are we better off doing it? How frequently should we be putting stuff on YouTube to try and keep that algorithm happy and pushing our videos? It's just like we shouldn't have to be experts in social media to do that. And again, like if it's an extra skill set that someone has, it can help you out. But it's it's another skill, and this is where solo musicians these days, people that are trying to run as indie musicians, that's why it's so really hard to make it, because you're just in this sea of so many other people doing the same thing that you need to be like expert level to make yourself stand out with this stuff.
Yeah.
And
even the time to be creative and to be an artist and not feel as though that you need to have this other part, because it dulls your creativity and it dulls your momentum and inspiration, and you should just be given the chance to go out there and show people your craft and just fucking give it all with that.
Well, that's when it turns into work, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you got to start putting all that extra effort into sitting down, looking at social media, and not picking up your guitar, and not talking to the boys and organising band stuff. That's what you just said there. It's time away from creativity, and time away from creativity is work.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I don't know. Have anyone got? All right. Thank you so much. So that was the 3. That was. So what was the first one again? You said my mind's fucking fried right now.
Elitists and gatekeepers.
Elitists and gatekeepers. Fuck off. We don't want you here.
Get out.
All right. No. We don't want you here. Get the fuck out. The payment from streaming platforms and the need for artists to be social media experts to really get any traction in today's stuff. 100%. We're couldn't agree more with all 3 of those points. They're massive bugbears that I've had for quite a while now. Righto. Has anyone got any? Have you got a rant you want to go on about? You got a rant for us?
Wait, Oh, I did have a little one. But
All
let's
right.
just hold on. Let's just 2 seconds.
We got some questions,
So
do
it
we?
turns out Keldog has told us that they sell AC/DC shirts at Kmart now. Fantastic. If you didn't know this, they actually sell Cypress Hill t-shirts in the Cotton On shop now, but they're in kids sizes. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing there. Regardless,
It's Pantera
Gotta
shirts
try
and
and-
cotton on.
yeah.
Gotta try and get the kids interested in stuff, even if it's, you know. I mean, I had a Soundgarden shirt for
Yeah,
years before I listened to Soundgarden,
I don't think
because
I
Mum
want
was
my-
like,
I don't think I want
saw her
my
a
6-year-old
band shirt.
wearing a Cypress Hill t-shirt. I think that's sending the wrong message.
but don't buy anything. Don't buy anything from Cotton On. Go somewhere that's not
no.
going to overcharge you, please.
Let's see. Megan. There you go. Megan asked, will you be doing more cooking on your channel?
There's another
No,
Megan out
sorry.
there.
Kelly
Absolutely.
asked, Megan, will you be?
Yes, absolutely. There's going to be, finally, now that I've moved into a new place, there's going to be a new episode out next week. I am tossing up between Dexter from The Offspring and, where is he? And Charlie Benante from Anthrax. So I've got to make some decisions, and then we'll get it out next week.
I'm gonna send you a message. I'm gonna send you a message about that, by the way.
You should
Because
make
as
great
you
local
know, I'm gonna be in Sydney, so
Yeah.
maybe we'll tee something up.
Maybe all three of us can link up. We'll eat some food.
Hey.
There's some-
I like food.
Absolutely,
Love food. Right, you want to hear my rant?
absolutely. Bring it
No.
on. Bring it on.
Rant
Let's
time.
do this. Let's do this. All right. So, it's not exactly music related, but I guess you could put it into the music related bit because musicians try and get cancelled all the time. Recently, Andrew Tate, love him or hate him, he's been everywhere. He's been all up in everyone's eyeballs. The misogynistic maniac is just everywhere. Everywhere. All right? Love him or hate him. Yeah, look. He's been cancelled off every platform. Now, I think, personally, it's bullshit. Only because I believe in freedom of speech and all this stuff, regardless of what the speech is. You have to have that sort of speech in order to have the conversation and to move into growth. Yeah, eventually we will move past all this bullcrap, but until people like that sort of don't have kids and can't teach their kids that crap, we're always going to be there. My issue is this. You just don't have to fucking watch it. That's number one. You just don't have to fucking watch it. Just like you don't have to listen to music. Like, it's very easy. You just click on that little fucking X in the top right hand screen. You can do it with me now. And bang, you don't have to hear what I have to say. Just like you don't have to hear what anyone else has to say. It's a very simple thing. As far as the parents that are out there talking about it's fucking your kids' minds up, no, the fact that your kid is sitting in front of that fucking computer for so long, watching that shit is fucking their fucking minds up. Sit down and talk to your fucking children. It's not hard. It is not fucking hard. You think the way me and Raph and Megan grew up, we grew up one of the most misogynistic fucking racist times ever, and we grew the fuck out of it. You learn. You grow. That is what being a human being is. It is about growth. Muhammad Ali said it best. The 40-year-old that sees through the eyes of a 20-year-old has wasted 20 years of his life. You have not grown as a person. If you are 40 or I'm 36, if I still thought the way I was 20, do you know what I'd be? A fucking 20-year-old trapped in a 36-year-old body. It is just, it irks the shit out of me. And like, even when people come out and try to cancel Metallica now about shit that happened 20 years ago, it falls in the same peg. You know what the unfortunate thing is? You know why he's so popular? It's because a lot of people are obviously thinking the way he is. When people like that are popular, it's more of a reflection of society, and the current space of society is the way it is than that individual and the shit that he's spouting. So maybe instead of trying to cancel him, we should sit down and start having conversations with our children and the people around us and wondering why we think this fucking person is right all the time. Because all I see when I see Andrew Tate is a hurt fucking child. He's been hard done by a couple of girls in his lifetime and he's pissed off about it. He thinks he's a king now because he won't put up with shit. He's just a human being. If you watch anything that Andrew Tate's done, he's actually turned around and said that this was his fucking plan the whole time. He's been doing this shit for ages. He's been a millionaire for a long time. he changed his marketing strategy. This was his fucking marketing strategy, and everyone fell straight into it. You all fucking fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, and you made him 10 times the amount of money that he would have. Instead of sitting down with your kid and going, why do you think like this, little Billy? Why do you think this is right?
I mean, look, I'm gonna jump here because I think it's part of it. Like, I think it's very important. I agree, it's very important that we need to find a balance between people being able to express views freely, so that there can be discussion around that, and also making a clear point to say we will not accept intolerant views. And one of the ways that you say we will not accept intolerant views is to deplatform them.
Yeah.
So that's an element of it, and the fact that he's, you know, cancelled for shorthand, we just say cancelled as shorthand, you know, because it takes too long to say he's experiencing the consequences of his actions.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's being deplatformed is a conversation starter.
Yeah.
For a lot of stuff. So it's having those conversations.
Yeah.
But, you know, I see videos about teachers saying that, like, the 12 and 13-year-old boys in their class are parroting a lot of what he's saying. And it's not even just about what he's saying. It's about what that way of thinking can lead to.
Oh, man.
Because that sort of thinking in boys at 12 and 13, that can lead people down a path to all sorts of disgusting right-wing, misogynistic, racist views.
Oh shit!
Because if they'll sit there and believe that women are inferior, you've already implanted this idea in their head that other human beings can be inferior to them. So what's to say it stops at gender?
Yep, mate.
It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. And these kids go down that rabbit hole and they end up in all this extremist right-wing bullshit. And that's how you end up with, you know, that's how fucking KKK, neo-Nazis, that's how these fucking people recruit. Now, they start these channels, and if you start, like, it doesn't take many videos on the TikTok algorithm to be liked to start seeing more and more extreme shit down that path. I agree that I do agree.
Look,
I do agree there needs to be a balance, and there has to be parents having these conversations with their children. 100% there has to be. But even giving these views a platform in the first place, the fact that you've got these 12 and 13-year-old boys thinking this way, what do you think the 12 and 13-year-old girls are thinking? How is it affecting that? Isn't it easier to not have them exposed to these toxic views in the first place, rather than try and have them ingrained when they're in their youth and their brains are developing and locking these things in place at a very early age to try and deprogram them later? Isn't it easier to just not have that damage done in the first place?
Understandable, but if we went through that line of thinking, we wouldn't have heavy metal. Plain and simple. Plain and fuck it, bro. Heavy metal has been the most attempted to fucking be cancelled since its assimilation. If governments had their way, we would not be sitting here having these conversations about the fucking cool bands that we've seen. It would never have existed.
Yeah, and a lot of those bands and a lot of those bands are problems. Yeah, a lot of those bands have problematic pasts.
Yeah, but once again though,
and just because you get something,
you need it there to get to here.
It's challenging. There's a very fine line. Sorry, we haven't let Megan
what do you
speak
think,
on this. It's
I thought this was the time of the segment where we just let him go.
Oh no, that's pretty much me. Like, I'll let fly now. Yeah, tell me what you think.
No, that's totally fine. Like, I definitely don't agree with anything to do with this Andrew Tate guy, but I come from a different world and different path. But but you did touch on something super important, was the fact that was his marketing strategy, and we all fell into his plan. And we saw it years ago with Kanye West, because he started it and he was saying all of these ridiculous things just to get his name in your mouth. And it happened, and he was talked about, he was trending. He was the most popular artist in the world, but not for his music, but for what he was saying. And everybody knew his name, and he became a household name Might not be for good, but you knew who he was.
But yeah, I just don't think. Yeah, it gets scary when I understand why he got cancelled. Look, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of people aren't free to
Freedom
react.
from consequences.
Don't
Yeah.
say
You know, if you have
everything,
freedom of speech, I have freedom to react.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just go, oh, I'm free to say what I want, but I have to take it. No, fuck that. That's not the way life works. So more than like, mate, he bit off more than he could chew. He could have taken a step back and maybe delivered his thoughts a bit differently. But hey, you make your bed, you lie in it. Just scary.
And the other thing is as well. Like, I mean, it has to be. I feel like it bears speaking up about this too. There is a very, very fine line between this kind of bullshit that he's spouting. It's easy for someone that is advocating for gaps in, not so much men's rights. I don't necessarily think that term, but areas where society denigrates men and hurts men through mostly expectations set up by men.
Yeah.
I will say that most of the time it's set up by that, and there are a lot of areas where men get hurt by this stuff, and these ideas that have been put into society, and that certain women need to act a certain way, or that men need to act a certain way. That hurts everybody, including men. And there's a fine line, I think, that that some people struggle to see between that and the kind of bullshit that Tate talks about.
Yeah.
And this is where, yes, conversations do need to happen.
Because he only appeals to fucking kids. As far as I'm concerned. Mate, if you're walking around a
surprising
$1 million house with all these cars and women, bro, don't interest me, man. Like,
a surprising number of adult men want to listen to his shit. But anyway,
grow up, champion. Seriously, figure out. You're never gonna make.
All I'll say is, if Andrew Tate says a lot of stuff that you agree with, seek professional help.
Yeah. Really, like, seriously.
I will.
Seriously.
Seek professional help. That's what I'll say. And
I mean,
you need
more power to you if you know what you want and when you're willing to air what you want. But if you're going to carry on like a pork chop like that, you probably need some like little orange pills or some shit like that. I don't know.
All right.
The greatest
Well,
rule is question everything that you see on social media.
Oh
Everything.
yeah. Editing's
100%.
so cool, man. Editing is so cool. You can make it. Look what they did to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they mention that he has a black daughter?
I didn't know that.
No, see? No. They'll just repeat him saying the N-word 5 minutes. Don't mention that he's raised a daughter that's African American. No, we'll skim over that bit.
I still don't think that's okay for him to say that.
Not at all. But context is everything. But I don't say.
Right.
Someone actually said that word to me the other day, and I was taken back. I was like,
have we got any more chats we need to talk about? Anyone jumping stuff in?
Let's see. We got. Nikki brought up a good point. Very good point. No platform, no dollars. That's a very good point. If you can't,
100%. Hit them where it hurts. You take their money away.
Yeah, the bottom line. Hold people accountable, but make sure they haven't already done the work. If it's 10 plus years old, times change.
Yeah, exactly. And this my thing as well is, yes, there's everyone's got their own personal line on what's okay around this stuff, but realistically, I think if you're going to take something that someone said 10 years ago and say that they should have lose their whole career because of some stuff they said 10 years ago, when they're clearly not the same person now and they've apologized and demonstrated with their actions that they're not that person anymore, I don't think that's reasonable. If they're still the same shithead, fuck them off.
All right, I'm calling it. Hazard Halo, you've officially made the statute of limitation on all musicians 10 years. Anything 10 years later, they can't get in trouble for. Eminem, you might have a little bit of a problem.
Depends on the things. Depends on the things.
And it depends how much you've grown as a person. If you still think that way, then get the fuck out. Absolutely. That was from Hazard Halo. Beautiful. You guys, you chatters, you viewers, you're on fire tonight. Loving
100%.
it. Yep. more relevant to the Metallica thing. Yeah, it is more relevant to the Metallica thing. The fact that Facebook and Twitter are playing God with cancelling profiles is the scary part. That's what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah, but it's a private platform.
Right.
It's a private platform.
You sign up
they have rules.
And services.
They said, yeah, you're signing up these terms and services. They have rules that say you can't do hate speech, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're going out there doing hate speech, you can't complain you got taken off the platform. It's as simple as that.
Create your own website and try and gain traction.
I don't consider it to be playing God necessarily. Like, I think, like I've shared and posted risky stuff on Facebook and in messages, all the time. Not hurting anybody, just as very extreme jokes about some stuff. Sometimes that gets taken down by Facebook.
I
know that's a risk.
I was really surprised to see that you were an Anthony Jeselnik fan.
Why?
Oh, why? That guy is like next level.
Yeah.
Like, I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. Oh, mate. The world ain't all fucking sunflowers and rainbows, man. Like,
no, absolutely. And I've said this to you before. And I'll say it to anyone who cares to listen. Everyone has their own personal line as to what's okay and what's not. Especially when it comes to comedy and things like that. I have my own personal line. There are some comedians that make jokes that I'm like, no, I don't find that's funny. I think that's in poor taste. But I would never dare to impose my line on comedy as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I would never try and say, you can't joke about that. Because as soon as my line gets put in place, who's to say someone else doesn't come along and move it to their line and their line? No one gets the right to say, you can't joke about that. They can vote with their wallets. They can say, I disagreed with that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to something like comedy, things like that, as long as it's not the person's sincerely held belief and it's not actually hurting anybody.
That's it. No, mate.
Yeah.
We got a question for Megan from Keldogs. As a woman in a male-dominated metal world, can we look forward to any live chats or podcasts from you on Menace Mode?
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Do it.
100%. Why not?
I was talking with my partner a few weeks ago about starting up doing metal DJing, because there's unfortunately not any clubs at the moment, but on a platform like Twitch, on something like this. So there is a lot of really cool people out there at the moment doing a similar thing. But if we could just get a heavy metal DJ on your Friday and Saturday nights, you can put it on in your man cave, in your bar, in your lounge room, and I can be the soundtrack again, for sure. I've started listening to the lead singer of Spirit Box. Courtney has released a podcast called You're Good for a Girl, or something along those lines. And she interviews people, females in the scene. So whether they be musicians, radio hosts and things like that. And it has absolutely served as a source of inspiration. So I hope so. The future looks bright. Thanks, Keldogs.
There you go. We just created more competition for ourselves, mate.
Yeah, thanks. I'm not busy enough at all.
And everyone's going to go and listen to her now.
Competition is healthy. You know what we'll have to do? We'll have to do something like and create a little fake rift between us to make it interesting for the algorithm.
Yeah, fake beef. I got all the pro wrestling knowledge for that, mate. We'll make it awesome. It's good.
Bring it. I was gonna say when one of us rise, all of us rise. But all right, fine. If you want to bring
it, fuck you. You don't get to take our audience away.
It's on, Sarah.
Have you ever heard that story about 50 Cent and Chamillionaire, Megan?
Chamillionaire, the fake beef. Dude, rappers have been doing fake beef since rap's been a thing.
Like Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly. That was the biggest PR stunt.
That was real. That was real.
I don't think so. I'm calling a PR stunt on that.
Is Machine Gun Kelly rapping anymore? It was real.
He's bigger than he's ever been.
Oh God, I'll listen to that.
It doesn't matter if he's hip on. I can't fucking stand the guy. Nikki, I'm very sorry. I know you're in the chat. Can't stand him, but you can't discredit that he is bigger than he has ever been. And he's influencing so much.
He was smart.
And
he went up against the best. It was good marketing. But yeah,
That's why.
Fitty,
That's why
Marketing,
manufactured
right?
rap beats have been a thing.
yeah, man. Fitty,
Yep, 100%.
Fitty turned around and tweeted some shit out to Chamillionaire,
Mhm.
and then Chamillionaire didn't write nothing back, and then they were walking like Chamillionaire's walking down the hall or something, and 50 Cent sees him, grabs him, and pulls him into a room, and everyone thinks, man, they're gonna scrap here. And Fitty goes, "What are you doing, man? I just handed you 200 million, and you didn't take it." He goes, "If you had written back from that, you know where your name would have been? Your name would have been on some shitty little paper in the back of a train in India going across the country. You would have been everywhere if you just said something, stood up for yourself."
Right.
So it's going next level with this whole what you see is not what you get, and now that. I
It's
don't know.
interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up. That's another PR stunt.
Yeah,
Market is genius.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I got it from. I'm like, let's do that. That'll be funny. And then we can just
Awesome.
sit down and have beers in the background and just watch everyone go gangbusters.
Yeah,
We'll just
I'll
have
make the popcorn.
yes.
Have we got any more questions there?
All right, everyone is just Donald Trump gone banned. Oh,
Yep.
Nikki said she went to make toast.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly fan.
Oh man, everyone's just loving it. Everyone's just loving it. Biff bring the views.
Ah.
Yes, exactly. Hazard Halo knows it. Biff's bring the views.
Beats bring the views, 100%. 100%.
Oh,
Well, look,
you are all
this has
Megan's
been-
audience. We know that. We know
Yeah,
that. But we love
This
you.
has been so good. Thank you so much. We do need to wrap it up.
We do. It's
But
nearly
look,
1:30.
again, thank you so much. We'll absolutely have to do this again. You have been amazing. I love you so much. You're one of the best fucking people I know,
Thank you.
and
so
I
much.
cannot wait to see you. I cannot wait to see you when I'm down in Sydney next week.
Yes, can't come quick enough.
yeah,
Sarah, Carl, thank you so much.
No,
This
thank
has
you.
been
It was a
Not
really
a problem.
good experience.
Not a problem. You've got a lot of cool stories to talk about. You've got a lot of information to share. So it's, as I said, we'll definitely have to get you
so
on
many
again.
more that I didn't even touch on. So let's grab a drink. Let's have
Yeah,
some
we'll
food.
do another one. We'll run it back. We'll run it back 100%. Have you? Obviously, you mentioned you've got that new episode coming out on the channel soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you got anything else you want to plug while you're here?
Well, look, I'm still reviewing as busier than ever through Silver Tiger Media. Also, taking over some of their social medias. So, like you said, marketing. It's
100%.
everywhere. So
Silver
keep-
Tiger Media, get on that shit,
Yeah,
everybody.
go check it out, everyone.
Absolutely. I'm keeping my creative juices flowing and writing and just keeping my finger on the pulse of the Sydney metal scene. And I hope to kind of put on a club night and DJ again and be there with you guys very, very soon. But
Awesome.
thank you so much for supporting all my little ventures. We're only getting
No.
started.
That's great, Kyle. What have you got? Have you got any beer buddy stuff
Yeah,
happening?
man. Tomorrow night, I've got all the boys from Sunday session for a massive blinder. It's gonna get loose. Those boys are crazy. So yeah, jump on. Yeah, they love a drink and they love a chat. So yeah, we'll be putting.
That sounds like it's going to be pretty hectic.
9 o'clock tomorrow night on the YouTubes. We'll be streaming live. So whatever you see is what you get. And yeah,
It's after 9 p.m. You know what that means, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. That's adults only time.
That's it.
All right, well,
you got traveling.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm traveling all over New South Wales at the moment. I will be in Sydney for about 5 or 6 nights next week. So, hey, if you're in Sydney and we're mates and you want to catch up, drop me a fucking message. We'll tee some shit up for sure. I might try and do a dinner on Friday or Saturday or something when I'm down there. For all that, I'll post the shit out. But, yeah, other than that, I mean, you know, we got the Nuclear Vision show last weekend went pretty well. That was awesome. Next one, I think we got the Skunk Bone show at Tomcats on Friday the 16th. Let me just check my calendar. I don't want to get that date wrong. Come on.
All right, why are you looking
Yes, Friday the 16th. Friday the 16th at Tomcats in Fortitude Valley in Brisbane. That's a free show. Free show. So come on down for that one. Just have a fucking party on your Friday night with us. It's going to be rad as fuck. We got fucking Unentitled, we got Feed the Fire, we got Tailor-Made Rejects who fucking go hard. So, absolutely, come down and check that one out. That's going to be a blast. Other than that, Other than that,
Yeah.
next fortnight
Give
for
'em
the
hell.
podcast, I think we've got Chamberlain on next fortnight. That
Yes.
seems to be what's lining up. So they're fucking pretty rad. So check those guys out. And other than that, I don't really have anything else lined up.
Nah, well, we do have one last question.
One last question, real
And
quick.
then we're calling it. All right, if two dudes, this is from Kel Dogs again. If two dudes talk music and Menace Mode were restaurants, what food would you serve?
Mexican food.
American barbecue.
Tex-Mex. Just bring them all together.
Absolutely. Oh, this is happening now. Fuck this podcast off. We're starting a food truck. This is what's happening now.
Yes, I'm in. Let's go.
I'm so in. I'm making.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming along with this one. You guys are legends. Thank you to all our new subscribers, everyone that got in the chat. Massive thank you to Megan from Menace Mode. If you haven't already, go and subscribe to her channel. She's
Please.
fucking awesome. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Do all that cool stuff. If you're a band and you want to come on here and talk about stuff, if you're anyway tied into the music industry and you want to chat with us, let us know. Drop us an inbox or a message or any of that stuff. If you got people you want to see us talk to, drop that in the chats, drop it in the comments or on our Facebook. We're all over. We've got Facebook mostly, but we are on Twitch and YouTube, all that good stuff. So like, share, subscribe, do all the business. We out. We'll see you guys next time. Please make sure you take care of yourselves. You're legends. Look after yourself. Everyone, you guys are all awesome. Peace out.
Bye.